Okay, so hello everybody. In this video, we will just discuss a next point that is mathematical induction point. Okay, actually, see here, theoretically, see no one will ask you question on steps of mathematical induction. Okay, usually on this particular point they ask problem. Okay, but still in multiple choice question they may ask. There is a possibility that they may ask question on this particular point. Okay, so here initially we will just theoretically discuss here what exactly mathematical induction is, rather proof of mathematical induction, and then we'll discuss some problems on this. Okay, now here see, here proof of mathematical induction is given. Okay, actually three different steps we have to perform here in mathematical induction, where first step is called as verification, second is called as inductive property, and third step is called as conclusion. Okay, that is whenever we have to solve a problem on mathematical induction, at that time we have to perform three steps. First one is verification, then inductive property, and then conclusion. Okay, now see what they have given in the proof of this mathematical induction is, let P of n denote statement or formula or theorem, okay, associated with n is equal to 1, 2, 3 or any natural number. Okay, if we are having one formula or any theorem or any mathematical expression where n must be what, must be natural number here. Okay, then to get proof by mathematical induction we have to perform three steps, where first step is verification. Okay, so what we have to perform in verification is, we first verify that P of n, that is theorem, is true for n equal to 1, for n equal to 1. Okay, and then we can get on the first step of that particular ladder. Okay, its meaning is what, after getting this particular theorem, we have in the first step, in the verification step, we have to assign value 1 for n, and then we have to verify that. Okay, then second step is inductive property. Okay, see what explanation they have given for inductive properties. In inductive property we are assuming that P of n, that is the theorem, to be true for some value of n is equal to k, and we prove by some known method that is true for n is equal to k plus 1 as well. Okay, and then finally in the conclusion the result is true for any value of small n belongs to capital N. So capital N is any natural number. Okay, see theoretically we have to remember these three steps. Okay, I know that theoretically this point is slightly complicated to understand, but when we discuss problem I have a guarantee that definitely you will get this particular point. Okay, so if theoretically question asked, then you have to write a description of these three steps. Okay, now let us discuss one problem. Okay, one problem on mathematical induction. Okay, now see how they ask question in paper on mathematical induction. Using mathematical induction prove that, and then you may get some expression, like here they have given this expression. Okay, which expression? 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus up to plus in bracket 2n minus 1 is equal to n square. We have to here prove that here this left side is equal to right side using mathematical induction. Okay, now see how to solve this particular problem. Okay, solution. Okay, now as we discussed earlier in the theory, first step of mathematical induction is what? That is verification. Okay, now if you remember what they said in verification we have to put value of n as 1. Okay, and then we have to verify. After putting value of n as 1, we are getting left side is equal to right side or not. Okay, now here see, in this particular expression, this is what, this is left side and this is right side. Okay, now how to put value of n as 1 here? See, in the left hand side, how many terms are there? 1, 3, 5 and so dash 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 plus In bracket what they have given? 2n minus 1. So on left side you have to identify term where n is present. On left side you have to identify term where n is present. So only one term is present on left side here where n is there. That is what? That is 2n minus 1. So from left side only consider those terms where n is present. So only one term is there present as far as this example is concerning. So that is 2n minus 1. Okay. And on right side actually only one term is present again, but n is present in that. So we have to consider right side as this one, that is n square. Okay. Now see, in left side and in right side, as far as first step is concerning, in left side and in right side you have to put value of n as 1. So here I am just putting value of n as 1. Okay. So 2 into 2, 2 minus 1. So on left side we are getting 1, and here also put value of n as 1. So 1 square we are also getting what? 1. Okay. So here left side is equal to right side. Okay. Now here we have done with first step. Now we have to perform second step. Okay. Now according to proof, second step is what? That is inductive property. Inductive property. Okay. Now what you have to perform in inductive property is, see, actually two different substeps you have to perform in inductive property. Okay. So here I am writing 2.1, first substep. Okay. Of this inductive property step. Okay. In first substep, what you have to perform is, you have to put value of n is equal to k. N is equal to k. So this n you have to replace by k from this original expression. Okay. Now if you place n is equal to k, then your original expression will become like same. 1 plus 3 plus 5. Okay. Plus up to here in this term n will get replaced by, k. Okay. So here this term is become like 2k minus 1. Okay. And then on right side we will get what? K square. Okay. So this is 2.1. Okay. First substep of inductive property step. Okay. What we have done? We put n is equal to k. Okay. Now here I am writing second substep, that is 2.2. Okay. Now what you have to perform in second substep is, you have to put k is equal to k plus 1, where you have to make this replacement in 2.1. See, in 2.1 we have got what? We have got this particular expression, right? Now in this expression you have to replace k by k plus 1. Okay. Now just let us replace. Okay. Now after replacement, how this particular expression will look like? See here, 1 plus 3 plus 5. Okay. Now while replacing k by k plus 1 on left side, now this point is important. See here, most of the students get confused. How to make, what you have to perform? You have to replace k by k plus 1. Okay. Now how to make that replacement on left side? There is a difference. Okay. In making replacement of k by k plus 1 in left side as well as in right side. Okay. So how to replace this? Here I am trying to replace k by k plus 1 to the left side, to this side. Okay. So while making this replacement, see, don't just replace this k by k plus 1 directly. Initially this particular term you have to write it as it is. See here, 2k minus 1. Okay, I am on left side of this expression. So this original term you have to keep as it is, plus you have to add one more term. I am still in left side of this expression. You have to add one more term where this k will get replaced by k plus 1. Okay. So your left side will become like 2. Then here there that k, this k will get replaced by k plus 1, then this minus 1 as it is. Okay, so done with left side replacement, k by k plus 1. So how we replaced k by k plus 1 to the left side? This term we have kept as it is. Okay, and then plus we have added one more term, and in that term this k is replaced by k plus 1. Okay, while on right side directly you have to replace this k by k plus 1. Okay, so right side will become like k plus 1 bracket square. Okay, I hope you are getting this point. Okay, now see what we have done. To the left side we have added one extra term, while to the right side directly we replace k by k plus 1. Why we are doing like this? Because this is mentioned in this step is mentioned as it is in the proof. Okay, now we have to solve this. Okay, and we have to check whether both sides we are getting same expressions or not. Okay, now how to solve this? See here, this particular part can be replaced by what? Can be replaced by this step, because in 2.1 what we have done, n replaced by k, and then we have got this expression. So this particular expression up to this one can be replaced by what? Can be replaced by k square. So this term from 2.1 I am directly replacing it by k square. Okay, plus now we have to solve this. Okay, so it will become like what? Let us add one more step. Okay, so I am writing this step as it is, k plus 1 minus 1, and on right side we are getting what? K plus 1 square. Okay, then you just solve this. K square plus here 2k, okay, plus 2 minus 1 is equal to k plus 1 bracket square. Okay, so here k square plus 2k plus 1 is equal to k plus 1 bracket square. Okay, and this is nothing but what? K plus 1 bracket square, and on right side also will get what? K plus 1 bracket square. Okay, left side is equal to right side. Okay, so this is how, though here we are getting left side is equal to right side, we can say that this particular expression is proved. Okay, using mathematical induction. Okay, so now let us discuss one more example on mathematical induction. Okay, so here see, here I have mentioned one more example. Okay, so let us try to solve this as well using mathematical induction. Now this expression is given. Okay, so solution. Okay, so first step is what? It is verification. What we are doing in verification? Put n is equal to 1. Okay, so on left side you have to identify term where n is present. So only one term is present where n is there, so you have to take that term only in the left side. Okay, so I am taking 3n minus 1, and on right side again only one term is present. Okay, but n is there in that, that's why I am taking right side, complete right side as it is, 3n plus 1 by 2. Okay, now here in left side just put value of n as 1, so 3 into 1 minus 1, so here we'll get what? 2. Okay, and on right side here put value of n as 1. Okay, so 3 into 1 plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, so 3 plus 1 4, so 4 divided by 2 we are getting 2. So here left side is equal to right side. Okay, so done with first step. Now second step is what? That is inductive property. We have to give name to the steps. Okay, on these steps also they may ask one question in multiple choice. Okay, so inductive property, second step is inductive property. Okay, so second step is divided into two sub steps. So here first I am just taking 2.1. Okay, what we are doing in 2.1? Put what? N is equal to k. Okay, in which term? In this term. Okay, so this n and this n will get replaced by k. So after putting n is equal to k, your original expression, this expression will become like what? 2 plus 5 plus 8 plus, here in bracket this will become like n will get replaced by k, 3k minus 1 is equal to, here k in bracket 3k plus 1 by 2. Okay, now this is done, we have done with 2.1. now 2.2, this 2.2 step is slightly confusing. Okay, so here in 2.2 what we have to do, put k by k plus 1. Okay, here while making this replacement, properly you just replace it to the left side, and to the right side. Okay, different approach we have to follow while making this replacement. Okay, so let us try to replace k by k plus 1 in this, in second step. Okay, so how to write? Your expression will become like what? 2 plus 5 plus 8. I am trying to replace k by k plus 1 to the left side. So if you are trying to replace k by k plus 1 to the left side, then this term initially you have to write as it is. Okay, so 3k minus 1, plus you have to add one more term where k will get replaced by k plus 1. So here this will become like 3 in bracket k plus 1 minus 1. Getting this point? And on right side directly k will get replaced by k plus 1. So this k plus 1. Okay, and in bracket this 3, and then this k also get replaced by k plus 1 plus 1. Okay, and divided by 2. Okay, so on right side directly you just replace, and on left side one extra term you have to add. Okay, now let us try to solve this. So as I said earlier, this part according to 2.1, this part, see this part get replaced by k in bracket 3k plus 1 by 2. So let us make this replacement. So this part from 2.1 I am replacing it with this particular expression. Okay, so after making that replacement, here our expression will become like k in bracket 3k plus 1 by 2. Okay, plus this term will be as it is. Okay, so this will become like, I'm just trying to solve this. Okay, 3k plus 3 minus 1. Okay, is equal to, on right side this k plus 1 will be as it is. Okay, and then in another bracket 3k plus 3 plus 1, 3k plus this 3, okay, plus 1 by 2. Okay, so let us further solve this. So here what we'll get, 3k square plus k. So I'm multiplying k by 3k and k with 1. Okay, so divided by 2. Here we'll get what? 3k, 3 minus 1 plus 2. Okay, on right side we'll get, here 1 is there. Okay, so k plus 1, and in bracket 3k plus 4 by 2. Right, so here denominator is 2, here denominator is 2. Let us make this denominator for this term as also 2. Okay, so 3k square plus k by 2. So if you want to make give denominator as 2 for this term, then you have to multiply by 2 in the numerator. So here we'll get what? 6k plus 4. Here denominator now will get 2. Okay, and then this multiplication. Okay, so before multiplication just add one more step. Okay, so you just write it as it is here, k plus 1 in another bracket 3k plus 4 by 2. Okay, so here let us, now all denominators are 2, so let us remove all denominators. So your expression will become like what? 3k square plus k plus 6k plus 4 is equal to, now let let us multiply this. Okay, so k into 3k, so here we'll get 3k square plus k into 4. Okay, so 4k plus, okay, plus 1 into 3k, so that is 3k. Okay, plus 1 into 4, 4, and denominator is already cancelled. So here I have multiplied these two, k 3k square, then k into 4 4k, then 1 into 3k 3k, plus 1 into 4 4. Okay, so here see, to the left side we will get what, 3k square plus 6k plus k, that is 7k. Okay, plus 4, and to the right side we are getting 3k square plus 4k plus 3k, that is 7k plus 4. Okay, so we are getting left side is equal to right side. Okay, so though here we are getting left side is equal to right side, this expression is proved by using mathematical induction. Okay, now I hope you are getting this particular point. Okay, so this is all about mathematical induction. Okay, so now let us discuss one more point here. Okay, so I want to discuss this point, that is converse, then inverse and contrapositive. Contrapositive. Okay, now again see, its definition is important. They may ask question in multiple choice, okay, on the definition of inverse, converse and contrapositive. Okay, and along with that we'll just discuss one example as well, okay, based on this point. Okay, now very first thing is, see, this converse, inverse and contrapositive are always based on this particular logical connective. Okay, this logical connective is which one? See, we have already discussed logical connectives in detail in our earlier session. Okay, this is nothing but what? This is conditional operator, right? Conditional operator. Okay, or rather logical connective, conditional logical connective we can say. Okay, all three terms, converse, inverse and contrapositive, are associated with only conditional logical connectives. Okay, so let us take this example. If we are having expression p conditional q, okay, then its converse will be like this, q conditional p. Okay, what we are assuming, we are having one conditional statement, okay, in the input. Which one? P conditional q. Then its converse is written as q conditional p. Its inverse is written as negation p conditional negation q, and its contrapositive is written as negation q conditional negation p. So inverse and contrapositive are opposite to each other. Okay, and for converse, how they have given definition? Q conditional p. Okay, so this is a definition of converse, inverse and contrapositive. Okay, now see how this question here based on this particular point is, see, you may get question in this way: state converse, inverse and contrapositive of following statement. Okay, which statement they have given? If it is cold, then he wears hat. If it is cold, then he wears a hat. Okay, so what I said here in the definition, to state converse, inverse and contrapositive in the input, while what will require? In the input will require this type of statement where conditional operator must be present. So here we are having this input. Okay, whether conditional logical connective is present in this? Yes, because for conditional, which keyword we are using? We are using if then keyword. Okay, this point we have already discussed in our earlier session. So if then is present in this, so in this particular statement conditional operator is there. Okay, now we have to divide this. We have to identify what exactly P is and what exactly Q is from this statement. Okay, so what is P from this statement? See, P is, see, actually two statements are there in this. Okay, it is cold and then he wears a hat. So let P denotes it is cold. Okay, and let Q denotes he wears hat. Okay, now if we get these two primary statement here, where P denotes it is cold and Q denotes he wears hat, then P conditional Q denotes what? Conditional means if then keyword. So P conditional Q denotes if it is cold, then he wears a hat. So this is nothing but our input. Okay. Now if P conditional Q is input, then how we are writing its converse? Converse. How to write its converse? For converse, what definition they have given? Q conditional P. Q conditional P. Okay. So how to write converse of this statement? We have to write Q conditional P. So Q is what now? He wears hat and conditional operator is there. So how to write converse of this particular statement? Q conditional P. So Q is what? He wears hat. So conditional is there. So here initially we have to start with if. If he wears hat, then we have to write P. It is cold. It is cold. So this is converse of this particular statement. Okay. Then let us write inverse. Inverse. Okay. For inverse, what definition given? Negation P conditional negation Q. Negation P conditional negation Q. So what is P our? What is our P? It is cold. Okay. And Q is he wears hat. So how to write this negation P conditional negation Q? We have to write negation P and in between conditional is there. So conditional is present, we have to start with if. Okay, then negation P. How to write negation P? If it is not cold, okay, then this conditional is there. That's why here in between there will be then negation Q. So we have to write negation of this as well. Then he then he does not. We have to write negation of this one. Okay, so then he does not wears hat. Okay, does not wear hat. Okay, so this will become what? Inverse. Okay, and for contrapositive, what definition given? Contrapositive. If we want to write contrapositive of this one, then we have to use this definition. Negation Q, conditional negation P. Okay, so negation Q, how to write? In between conditional is there, so always starts with if. If he does not wears hat, okay, then conditional is there, that's why then negation P we have to write. Negation P how to write? Then it is not cold. Then it is not cold. Okay, so see here, this was our original statement. Then we divide it into two primary statements where P is it is cold and Q is he wears hat. So if we want to write converse of this one, then converse definition is Q conditional P. So how to write it in Q conditional P? Q is he wears hat. So if he wears hat, then it is cold. Then inverse is negation P negation Q, conditional negation Q. So negation P is it is not cold, then he does not wears hat. Okay, and then contrapositive is negation Q conditional negation P. If he does not wears hat, then it is not cold. Okay, now I hope you are getting this point. Now I'm going to give you one question for your assignment. Okay, you try to write inverse, converse and contrapositive of this particular statement. Okay, so I'm going to write statement here. If an integer is multiple of 2, then it is even. Then it is even. Okay, so this is a statement given. Okay, what you have to do is you have to write just like this statement. Okay, just like this statement. This statement now is given. You have to write converse, inverse and contrapositive. Converse, okay, then inverse and contrapositive. Okay, of this statement, and this is a question asked based on this particular lecture. Okay, its answer you have to submit on in Google Classroom. Okay, so this is all about inverse, converse and contrapositive. Thank you.